You shout out Soda TV too?
Show TV shout out.
Okay.
Soda TV. Soda TV, what up?
Okay.
Soda TV, shout out.
Hello, welcome to Soda TV.
What's your name? Whatever it is.
Soda TV. It's Soda TV.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them sexual transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas,
lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga, like, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this shit.
Welcome back to Soda TV. I ain't gonna lie, the baby thought he was going up with that that chant. He thought he was going viral. He thought all the street ninja was finna hail the king. Like, got his canceled. Cancel that bit. Like a EBT card. At least they canceled mine. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if y'all can relate to that. But yeah, man, Lil Baby started going on all type of interviews, apologizing. Ooh, not knowing he had already been canceled, man, on all major platforms. Took all his major endorsements. You know, no artist wanted to be seen with him or do a song with him at the time and put a blemish on their career. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, DaBaby, you got that hovering over your head. You got the rainbow people at you. It's like he had a virus at that time. And out of nowhere, the guy who's beefing with the whole industry but can't be blackballed because his fan base is too strong, too big, too strong. Who is that? Your boy YB, Y to the B. Know what I'm saying? Can't cancel him, man. And he ended up giving DaBaby a nice opportunity, man. They ended up doing a couple songs with videos, ended up doing real good. Like, what was it, like the 20 million views and up? You know, what was that? Scully, or whatever that was. Scully hit. Yeah, hit. That's what that one was. That I liked it. And then they ended up, I guess they liked it, that success, so they ended up doing a mixtape together. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, they did a whole mixtape together. And then fans was like waiting to see what Lil Baby's next move was to come from up under that blackball. And, you know, while we was anxiously waiting, Memo600 comes from out of nowhere and boom, you know, throw salt right on DaBaby's open wound. You know what I'm saying? What Memo hit him with? Memo said, can't blame DaBaby. He thought that man was gonna save his career. You know, yeah, man. Saying that he basically was saying that DaBaby couldn't jump back from being canceled, and he thought jumping on a couple songs, you know, doing a whole mixtape with YoungBoy was gonna do it, and he was unsuccessful. But Memo only said that at the time because he felt like, man, we OTF, you know, we allegedly ate with an H at the beginning, NBA, 4K Trey, and everybody that ain't got anything to do with him, and Lil Baby working with him, working with the head honcho. So it's F DaBaby too. And that's what, and rightfully so, you know, in the streets, anywhere where you got a friendship, you will want your friend to think like that, right? If they against us, it's F the ops or anybody that mess with us, right? Anybody that mess with them, F them too, right? That's how you would want your friend to think on some loyalty stuff, right? You know, but Memo was missing one piece. which he breaks down in this clip. He didn't know that Lil Durk was, I think I would call it playing both sides, you know what I'm saying? Because what type of weak is it that this dude, YoungBoy, making straight hits, dissing King Von, repping on King Von's unalive body, right? They call that in Baton Rouge repping, which is, you know what I'm saying? You know, Lil Tim did it. We up one. And yeah, DaBaby working with him, saying that's his mans and all that. And Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying, cool with him, inboxing him, talking with him, you know, building a, whatever you want to call it. If they was building a relationship, look, DaBaby said it was waving the white flag, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, Von wouldn't condone that. Von wouldn't do that if it was vice versa. And quite honestly, if a person could be unalived and still touch you and still touch a physical person, Von would be smacked out of dirt. Yeah, Von would lap the out of dirt. Y'all know it. You know, Von was over there, shoot. Von got down on his own peoples, man. If he wasn't coming right. So Smirk was, in my mind, Smirk was feeling like, you know, he already has enough real beef. The last thing Smirk probably ain't one at the time is another beef piled on top of that, but with a real, not saying his other ones weren't real, but another real deal street dude, you know, that didn't body somebody in Walmart in broad daylight, you know what I'm saying? Because let's just be real, right? Would Durk have had a problem with Memo600 dissing Trippie Redd? You know what I'm saying? Would he have had the same problem if Memo600 was dissing Spot Him Got Him? You feel me? Durk wouldn't have needed to clarify himself or clean that up. You know what I'm saying? But since it was DaBaby, and DaBaby would have been a problem, you know, especially at the time he was blackballed. Shoot, blackballed, ain't got nothing to lose. Probably go VIP and jump on the stage with Durk, and I ain't gonna say what he would have did to Durk. But yeah, man, for Memo, because Memo600 did that, Durk felt violated as the head honcho. He sent, allegedly, we're gonna put alleged on there, sent his number one muscle on payroll to go put in work on Memo600. Who was his number one on muscle? We ain't gonna say DD at all, and we gonna call him the Zoowop. The Zoowop Boobop. The Zoo Boowop. The Zoo Boopop. You know, called him to go handle Memo600. Bezu. They said that, I think Memo even tried to do an interview, said that Durk called him over there to FIGHT. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to resolve some issues. But then another story says that, you know, Memo and them was isolated inside a room or something, and Bezu busted in there on some Hulk stuff, and Memo took off running, got up out of there, and left his guys up in there. To one of them got their tooth knocked out, and it was the same one that got the Steve Drive chain took off his neck. But they said Bezu was up in there wrecking stuff, man. You know, when Durk say get over there and get him in, you know, can you imagine what Durk gave Bezu to go in there like Hulk Hogan? And I bet that was, they said Fredo in the cut. That's a scary sight. No, it probably ain't had nothing to do. He probably ain't had nothing on Zoo. When Zoo bust through that door, it's a scary sight. And Zoo busting through that door, like the hook. But yeah, man, I thought that Memo had issues with Durk prior to, I thought that Memo had been, kicked off the label a time or a couple times before that issue. Then don't y'all think that, man, come on, man, y'all that's fans, wasn't Memo having problems with, like, I think not long after you be with them steppers, I think not too long after that, him and Smirk had a problem that Varney had to go on Clubhouse and clear up. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about some we got the contracts, we got Memo contract, he back with OTF and all this stuff, like. But Memo on this interview, he finna say that he finna say that this instance is the beginning of him and Durk having issues. Yes, y'all. He's saying that the baby stuff is what began it. Yeah, that's what Memo say, y'all. Y'all listen to it from the horse's mouth. Right before we get into it, hit that like button. I'm sorry I had to take this long, but got to do the backdrop, man. I got to get the information, man. Share this on all the platforms that you love to use, especially Facebook. Subscribe to the channel, please, brother or sister. If you want to wait to see if I earn it and do it at the end, we could do it like that. And I'll remind you at the end, just in case you forget. Last but not least, notification bell. Keep you notified on everything I drop. And I'm going to take it from the top. Roll it.
When you made the tweet about the baby, you think that was the beginning of when you started falling out with Durk a little bit? And y'all became a little bit distant?
Yeah, for sure it was. For sure it was.
What you think it was about? Was you said something prematurely?
I mean, he didn't expect me to come at the baby like that, and he was actually communicating with him, and I didn't know this. Baby come out of nowhere, like, you don't even know your homie be in my DM talking to me. Ooh. Shit came out that he didn't want coming out. Baby was just waiting on the motherfucker to put the icing on the cake. I fuck with Baby though, his music hard as fuck. I've been with him since he came out.
Okay, shout out to Baby. I'm glad y'all put that together. I'm glad everything's smooth sailing. I know you and Ruger been trying to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all brothers in this war in Chicago. Man, you always honor Lil Steve to the fullest.
Yeah, that's my heart. Same mama.
There you go.
Yeah, like I said, Memo talking about this was the beginning of him and Smirk having issue. I'm not gonna call Memo a liar. I'm not gonna do it, but Memo has come a long way with his maturity. But him and Durk had so many issues, man, and just to sneak this it just started so long ago, like, and you mean to tell me that this, I don't know, man, Memo with that one, but that's up in the air. But was Durk wrong for using muscle inside the OTF regime, right? AKA the Zoo Boop Bop. His name ain't Zoo Wop today, his name's Zoo Boop Bop. I forget, man, what was this 600 dude that he knocked out his teeth? I think Shark went on there to say his name and stuff. They ain't want to expose too much of who it was, because that was an embarrassing moment, man. Like, N600 was kind of like, Memo and them was kind of deep, man, for Zoo to come in there doing all that damage. But was Durk wrong for using OTF muscle to, get down on OTF like that? You know what I'm saying? When Memo was repping for Vine, you know what I'm saying? Was Durk wrong? I think so. And I don't usually get down on this type of foot, but I think, yeah, Memo may have spoke out of turn, but like something like that, you wouldn't have had to clear up. Memo was joking. He was on some jokey, but he was also dissing, right? But I just feel like with me, yeah, Memo wouldn't have had to, get Boo Bop by Zoo Bop, but he would have had to probably pay a fee like the mob. You know what I'm saying? Got to pay a fee. most definitely got to pay a fee because discipline. But Memo was sticking up for V-Roy, not Elroy. You know what I'm saying? The $1 million BD, the person y'all labeled a king. Did y'all understand that? Like they was really really saying that King Von was a king out there, like the modern day king for the BDs. Yes, they were saying King Von. That's why when he died, you know, you saw Memo and them, they had all that stuff airbrushed. The king, like, yeah, some stuff like that. So y'all saying that Memo was wrong for going out like that on the limb for Vine? I don't know, man. I think Vine, like I said earlier, I think Vine would have lapped with an S at the beginning, Lil Durk. You feel me? Like for real, like overlapped them overly. Did Lil Durk dirty for that. You know what I'm saying? Lil Vine, King Von ain't have no heart or had no feelings for people that was ops and that hung with ops and supported ops. Lil Baby is with a dude that is Lil Baby is with the party that's responsible for unaliving Vine. How Durk got a problem with Memo dissing them? But like I say, it's cause it was Lil Baby and it wasn't Orlando Brown, or it wasn't Spot 'em Got 'em, or it wasn't a Island Boy. I bet you if it was an Island Boy, Durk would have been yeah. You better not ever say nothing about you feel me? But man, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Maybe I'm just rambling. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe, you know, along with that, you know, hit the like button. Take you 2 seconds. Share this on all your favorite platforms, man. That's all love for me because you ain't got to do nothing, man. It's all love. If you haven't subscribed, I hope I earned it by now, man, because I put a lot of thought into my product, man. So look out for me. Last but not least, notification bell. Keep you notified on everything I drop. This is The Real Soda TV. I am your host, Soda, and I'm out.